While the high-yield debt market has had perhaps a bit of a shaky week, we've seen demand pour in for this high-yield bond, so much to the extent that actually they didn't have to pay too much of a premium and actually scaled it higher. So the deal went well.
Yeah, I mean, the deal was upsized, which is great news for Tesla, and they need cash as they ramp up the Model 3 and ramp up the Gigafactory in Nevada and are continuing to expand their sales and service operations. So, you know, they went to the bond market and the bond market responded quite in kind.
Yeah, and how important is this? Because they've previously gone to the equity markets, and of course that means dilution, that means perhaps a slight bristling of your investor base. This is just really widening their capital market access now.
Yeah, I think it was a really interesting move. I think, you know, your top shareholders were probably getting a little tired of being diluted. Elon himself, of course, is the top shareholder in Tesla, and it's always good to have a sort of diverse base of cash when you need it. I think the timing is really interesting. It's been an interesting summer for the bond market, and this sort of gives Tesla another cash cushion as they continue to ramp. I think what I'm curious about is, what do they do the next time they need cash? Will they go, I mean, is this sort of a one-time thing, or are they going to continue to go back, or is it back to equity the next time?
Yeah, clearly the demand is there for the high-yield debt. But talk to us about how the ramp is going. They've got some big, hefty lines to meet, it would seem, if they're going to get the production out when they need it for the Model 3.
Yeah, I mean, so far all we know is that they turned over roughly 30 cars to employees, and they made about 20 others that, you know, we saw at the big launch event last month. But when the next cars come out, I mean, everyone is waiting to see whether they're really going to hit this run rate, which is supposed to be 5,000 cars a week by December. So that's a very steep production ramp. There's a lot of validation testing that still needs to go on. And while, you know, Musk apparently had a blue Model 3 with him in New York this week, you know, you're not really seeing them driving around on the roads quite yet. So it's going to be a while before we really see the cars. But I think the reason why Tesla did this now is that the early reviews of the vehicle have been very positive, and, you know, get the money while the buzz is still very strong.